Yes, guys, welcome back to another stream. Hopefully you guys are all doing well, man. Make sure you guys have smashed the thumbs up button. Come on, man, 200 people in here already. Let's get those likes right up. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel as well if you're new. Like I say, get those likes up, man. Let's have a look who's in the building. Let's get some shout-outs on the stream, man. Early doors. Who we got in here, man? Let's have a look. Where did I put that message? There it is. Built to Alfie, Mank Ninja, Elder, Muzzardino, Tyrese, Orvida Zane. Herbal's in the building. Built to Chris, Bren, Ichigo, Robertson. Built to Ryan, Makolo, Lauren, Dash, Fuscar. I'll check it in a sec, bro. Built to Ronald. Who else we got in here? Marcus Ninja, Nathan Ake. Only Blue in the Village. Built to Andrew. It's Billy, Jaden, Osmodius, Bill, Rajiv, Shurav, Darcy, Will. Jay Claus is here, built to Spencer, RS, and many, many more. Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Make sure you have smashed the like button and make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel as well if you're new. Listen, little bit interesting, little bit frustrating. I'm a little bit frustrated, chat. I can't lie because I want to be put out of my misery, but I've not yet been put out of my misery. And I've got something interesting to tell you that someone sent me today. So what is exactly going on here? Yeah, so basically, obviously, Rodri's got this ligament injury. City have released this statement, right? Manchester City can confirm that Rodri has suffered a ligament injury to his right knee. The injury was sustained during the first half of this weekend's 2-2 draw with Arsenal in the Premier League. The midfielder travelled to Spain to seek specialist consultation this week following initial tests in Manchester. Assessment remains ongoing to ascertain the full extent of the injury and expected prognosis. Everyone at the club wishes him a speedy recovery, and ManchesterCity.com will bring you regular updates regarding his rehabilitation. So it's like they actually at this moment in time don't fully know what is going on here. They're not fully understanding what exactly is going on. Here's the issue, though. Here's what's been said to me, right? Because, of course, if you remember, this is where it gets interesting. Because you remember when he got injured and it wasn't out in the press, a load of people started saying that they've been told that it's not that bad. Do you remember? And we was all like, oh, I wonder why they're saying that. And then it came out to say that he's out for the season. Here's what I got told this morning, right? Listen to this. Where is it? I have to scroll back all the way this morning. Where's the message? Right. This is what I've been told this morning, yeah? And listen to this. From what we've heard, it sounds like two teams of doctors are disagreeing over the severity of the injury. I'd imagine one team is calling for surgery and a 6 to 9 month rest period, and the other team is saying it's not necessary to go for surgery and that only, for example, 2 to 3 months off are required or a different type of surgery. Probably this is why there are conflicting reports 48 hours ago about all the seriousness of it all. Also sounds like there are doubts that he's even damaged his ACL. It could be his MCL or something else. So here's the thing. We don't actually freaking know what's going on here. And this explains the different information that was going on Sunday night and of course on Monday as well. And some people were saying it's not that bad, and some people were saying, nah, he's chalked it out for the full season. It's because people are getting different information from different doctors, different sources at the club. So for example, if I worked at the club, right, and I spoke to one doctor and they said, oh yeah, we think he's going to be okay, I've then told everyone and they've all said, oh, he's going to be okay. But then another person at the football club spoke to a different doctor or a different team, and they've been told he's out for the season. That's why we're getting conflicting information. And right now, obviously, Rodri's in Barcelona with obviously Kugat and his team, and they're going to work out what the best course of action is. But at the moment, it doesn't seem like people know what the best course of action is and that there's a dispute. Now, I wonder if potentially, I don't know, I'm not a doctor. I wonder if potentially there's an option here about whether or not he could go down the natural recovery and do nothing, or whether he has to have surgery. But at this moment in time, we're in a situation, where we don't know what's happening. And of course, City don't know, as per the statement on the website. Assessment remains ongoing to ascertain the full extent of the injury and expected prognosis. Now, we're going to have to find out soon because people are talking about this whole, what's it called? Swelling and this. We got to wait for the swelling to go down. I mean, it's funny. The swelling doesn't last forever. Eventually, it is going to go down, and we're going to find out. But there is a lot of confusion out there, and there is a potential that it might be a 3-month injury and not a season-long injury. Now, what I'm doing personally, chat, and listen, you do what you want to do, but what I'm doing is I'm bracing myself for a full season out. Yeah, I'm not trying to get hype. I'm not trying to get excited about the potential of him only being out for 3 months. Yeah, because remember, Gabriel Jesus had an MCL when he was at Manchester City. I was checking out previous MCL injuries. Yeah, and an MCL only keeps you out for a couple of months. Gabriel Jesus, when he had an MCL injury and he tore his ligament at Manchester City back in like 2019 or something, he was out for only 54 days, according to the information on Transfermarkt. He only missed 12 matches. So there is a potential that it's not going to be super bad, but I'm bracing myself for the worst. I'm telling myself it's an ACL. I'm telling myself he's going to be out for the season because I can't be asked getting myself excited for it to be a 3-month injury only for City.com to come out and say, oh, he's out for the season, boys. Like, I'm not having it, you know what I mean? So for me, I'm preparing he's out for the season, but there is some hope. There is some hope that it might not be a full season injury. However, like I say, I ain't getting too excited because, I know I just don't want to get too excited because I can't go through the pain again, lads. You know what I'm saying? So that's where we're at with the Rodri injury confusion. We'll have to wait and see. But 2 separate sets of doctors are saying 2 different things. This is why you got to get a second opinion, man. You've seen it in the films, in the movies, on the TV programs all the time about, someone gets told some bad news and then you got to get some second opinion. This is why people get second opinions, man. Because someone tells you one thing and another person's telling you the other thing. The question is, who do you believe? Who do you believe? Because you remember as well, because I was speaking in a group chat this morning, right? And people were saying, oh, do you remember when Kevin De Bruyne decided not to get the surgery when he had his hamstring injury at the end of not last season, the season before? I said, yeah, but that was stupid because Kevin De Bruyne should have got the surgery then because it was the end of the season anyway. The guy got injured in the Champions League final. He should have got the surgery then after the Inter Milan game. Because if he got the surgery after the Inter Milan game, he would have only missed a month or 2 months of the season. Yeah, so that was a silly decision. Sometimes people make silly decisions, and we made it because obviously the club would have advised him as well. I think we made a silly decision with that one. With the Rodri one, if he's got an option, and again, I don't know if he's got this option, but let's just speculate that he does. If he has the option of natural recovery, yeah, and he could be back in 3 months, but then it might not heal properly, he might be effed, but then he's back in January, February, right? Let's say February, say he's back in February, but he might not be the same. Or do you just say you're out for the full season, you're back next year, but you're going to miss the whole season? Because again, there's no guarantee that it'll be the same after the surgery. So I think that's, again, a possible consideration. I don't know if that currently exists, that decision, but if there is that decision, it's tough to make. It is a tough one to make. You only have a short career in football. And on one hand, you don't want to be sat on the sidelines if you can potentially recover quickly. You know what I mean? But then at the same time, you don't want to not take the correct approach in terms of getting that full recovery, and getting yourself fully fit again. So listen, it's a difficult one, man. You know what I mean? He's going to have to be advised by the best people. And listen, I'm sure he is. I'm sure he's been advised by the best doctors out there. We know how Cougar is. Yeah, that guy works on commission basis only. So we know what he's going to be saying, don't we, lads? Yeah, Dr. Cougar, he definitely wants to get his knife out, you know what I mean, and get inside his knee, because that's he operates on commission. So yeah, that's where we're at with that one. But listen, I seen this article today, and listen, it's team talk, right? So this isn't a good source, but I think it's quite interesting, and I thought we'd speak about it in terms of potential replacements. And these guys have given a couple of numbers. These guys have given four names for potential replacements for Rodri in the January transfer window that we can talk about. And of course, if you guys have any other names, then whack them in the chat. We'll discuss them. And again, I'm not saying this is legit. They're saying it's an exclusive. I mean, I'm not being funny here, but I doubt that. I doubt that is the case. So let's have a look at some of the lists. First one, Martin Zubimendi. Now, of course, this is the obvious one. This is the obvious choice. Yeah? This was the one that couldn't fail. Martin Zubimendi, who was close to making a move to Anfield, but obviously, famously, snubbed Arne Slot's Liverpool, decided to stay at Real Sociedad. He has a £50 million release clause that needs to be paid in full by all accounts, because it's not a release clause, it's a buyout clause, which means the player has to buy himself out the contract, which means you have to pay the money up front unless you do some negotiation. It's the obvious choice. Yeah? He's Spanish. He can fit the system easy. He plays in the Spain system when Rodri's not there. Rodri gets booked, suspended, injury. Zubimendi comes in. He's good on the ball. You know, I mean, I'm pretty sure that he'd be able to get the Pep Guardiola system pretty easily. He's not slow. You know, I'm not saying he's Aaron Lennon fast, but he's not slow from what I've seen. And he's available. By all accounts, he regrets staying at Real Sociedad. He wishes he would have gone to Liverpool in the summer. So clearly, he wants a move. You know, could City get him? I imagine that they probably could. If City go to Zubimendi now and get making him an offer, I'm pretty sure we could get him to join. It's the easy name. It's the easy one for people to throw out there. If you're a journalist and you want to get a story out there, Martin Zubimendi is the easy one. And listen, you understand why, for the reasons I've just said. It's not that expensive this day and age, 50 million quid for Zubimendi. I think that's probably reasonable. I've seen him play for Spain a couple of times, looks decent. He's got big experience. He's been in La Liga for a few years now. And like I say, he should fit the system pretty easily. So it's not the word. It's an obvious shout. You know what I mean? You're not going to get any A-star ratings for suggesting Martin Zubimendi, guys. But like, it's a decent shout, and you understand why that could happen. The problem is for that one is, and listen, there are problems for them all, and they're all going to have these problems. Is Zubimendi might look at this and go, well, hang on a minute. If I come to City, what happens when Rodri comes back? Am I going to be benched? Now, you know, could you find a solution where you play them both in the same team? I think you potentially could. But we're going to have that problem with everyone. You know what I mean? Because this is what people have said. This is what Martin said the other day on the stream. I said, you're going to have this problem with everyone. Anyone that joins the team is going to have this issue. So Zubimendi is clearly a choice. Zubimendi is clearly an option. And you know what? I wouldn't be completely against it. I wouldn't be completely against it. Zubimendi. Let's have a look at his stats, guys. Yeah, let's have a look at his contract situation. Not that matters because he's got a buyout clause. Let's have a look at his stats on Transfermarkt. Make sure you are smashing up the like button, by the way, guys. Come on, man. Let's get those likes up. Over 500 people locked in right now. Here we go. So Zubimendi, contracted in. Who the hell? What's going on here, man? Ads everywhere. Who is Ibrahim Akil? Right, there we go. Right. Real Sociedad. Contract expires 2027, but that doesn't really matter, yeah, because he's got a buyout clause. 25 years old. Right-footed player. And he's been at Real Sociedad his whole entire career, according to the Transfermarkt data. How many games has he played? He's played 195 football matches for Real Sociedad. Scored 9 goals, assisted 7. So he's not a massively creative player, yeah, but he's a DM, right? He's a DM. He's played 12 times for Spain. Has he got any Champions League experience? I always like a player that's got Champions League experience. Europa League as well, don't mind. I think it's good to have that European experience. Yeah, he has. He's got 8 games played in the Champions League last season, 2023-2024 for Real Sociedad. So his experience in the Champions League, he's played some games for Spain. He's played 200 times for Real Sociedad. This, for me, is just a solid option. It's a solid option. Yeah? It's not expensive. He can fit our side. He can fit our team. He's got European experience. He's played for Spain. The only issue is, can you convince him to join? Because he's rejected quite a few teams in the past, right? Zubimendi. Let's see what you guys are saying on Zubimendi, man. Yeah, he does. He absolutely does. Al Joy says, buy Zubimendi now. I watched him closely last season. He's the perfect replacement for Rodri. Zubi is just possession based. That's not the bad thing though, bro, to be fair. 4 weeks to sign a top player is not happening. Well, why is it not happening? He's got a release clause. He's got a buyout clause. You pay the money, he's your player. It can 100% happen. You know what I mean? And to say this though, low fat, yeah. What's the point of the transfer window? If the point is we can't sign anyone in 4 weeks, what's the point in the transfer window? You can 100% sign a player. It's whether the players show interest. Wouldn't want City to be turned down publicly like Liverpool had. Karl said just do it. Okay. Yeah, I'm a bit of a mixed reaction. There's some people that saying do it, but to be honest with you, there's also a lot of people that saying not do it. Let's raid Bayern and get Musiala and Pavlovic. I'd love Pavlovic. I love Pavlovic. I don't know if he's an out-and-out 6 in the City side, but I called him out last time I seen him play. I called him out a couple of months ago. He's a good player. Get Zubimendi to piss off Hussam. Facts. Absolute facts. Okay. Chat. Put 1 in the chat if you want us to sign Zubimendi. Put 2 in the chat if you don't want us to sign Zubimendi. 1 if you do, 2 if you don't. While you guys are doing that, let's have a look at some of the other names. Let's have a look at some of the other names. Peter, bro, what are you waffling about? What are you waffling about, Peter? Are you upset? What's up with you, man? What's up with you, mate? Come on. What's going on? What's going on? Are you upset? What's happened? You had a bad day? Come on, man. Don't take it out on us, on me as a streamer and the chat, innit? You know what I mean? You don't need to get angry, bro. Relax. Open your window and get some fresh air in your house, man. Trust me, it's good for you. Right, next up on the list. Let's have a look. Nicolo Barella. I mean, this one is not going to happen. This one is not going to happen, man. Inter Milan star Nicolo Barella is also on the Manchester City radar, and they've been keeping an eye on him for a number of years. The 27-year-old centre-mid situation is similar to that of Zubimendi in that he loves playing for Inter and is a vital player in the San Siro. Barella would also be more expensive than Zubimendi, with Inter demanding a minimum of £70 million, even begin entertaining the possibility of a sale. However, sources have said that Barella is open to opportunities to play at the highest level, and therefore a move to the Etihad is possible. Barella only signed a new contract with Inter Milan in the summer, which is valid until 2029. So Inter Milan hold all the power in negotiations. We believe Manchester City are more likely to move for Barella at the end of the season due to their reluctance to spend big in the January transfer window. This is not happening, chat. Yeah, I can tell you now, this is definitely not happening. We are not going to be able to sign Nicolo Barella in the January transfer window. I give this a 1% chance of happening. You know, on the Zubimendi one, I give that a decent chance, to be fair. I give that a... What can I give that out of 10? I give that a 6. I give the Zubimendi one a 6 out of 10. But let's have a look at Barella on Transfermarkt. 80 million euros estimated transfer value. 2029 contract. Yeah. This is not happening, chat. Joined Inter Milan in 2020. Before that, he was loaned to Calcio. There you go. So he's at Cagliari, Inter Milan. He's been there most of his career. How many games he played for Inter Milan? He's 27, by the way. He's played 240 times for Inter Milan. And for Italy, he's played 57 times. Hella experience. It would be absolutely amazing if we could get Barella through the door. But if you think we're getting him in January, you're on some serious medication. Up next, Ederson from Atalanta. The Citizens are also... I shouted this out the other day on a stream, actually, yeah. The Citizens are also keen on Atalanta midfielder Ederson, who has previously been linked with Liverpool and Manchester United. And sources say he is a player to keep an eye on in the coming months. I tell you what, yeah, one of the players that I often see in this chat, people telling LB, we should get this guy, is Ederson from Atalanta. Now, I believe that Liverpool were linked with him after their failed transfer of Zubimendi, but for whatever reason, yeah, they didn't pull the trigger. And I don't know why. Got a contract until 2027, yeah? He's got an estimated transfer value of 40 million euros. He's 25 years old, so there's loads of progression. He's decent experience, but he's also got that decent progression as well. Yeah, let's have a look at his experience. He's played 97 times for Atalanta, and he's got various other games for other clubs, and he's played twice for Brazil. Has he played any Champions League experience? Played 1 Champions League game. He did play 12 Europa League games last year, which is I don't mind that. I don't mind that. You know, I just want some European experience when we're buying players. A lot of the time, especially when they're going to be going into the first team, which this guy would be. Yeah, I mean, again, like it potentially fits the bill. A lot of people like him. Liverpool were interested, but my question would be, yeah, why did Liverpool not go for him? Why did Liverpool not pull the trigger on Ederson from Atalanta when they clearly needed a DM? Did they not like him? Did they see something in him that they didn't like? Did they find something in his background or his personality? Like what? Why did they not go for him? Because they were linked with him and they needed a DM. Did they not want to pay the money? Was the whole Zubabendi thing a PR thing to pretend like they wanted to sign a player, but they knew he wouldn't join because he's rejected other clubs in the past? What's the reason? And should we be wary of that? Should City, as a football club, be looking at that going, well, if Liverpool didn't want him, why not? Why didn't they go for him when they so desperately needed a player? That might just be that Liverpool don't want to buy him. You know what I mean? It might not be a reason. But I do think we should look into that because Liverpool clearly needed someone, you know? But yeah, it would be great if we could get Barella. We're not going to get him. Ederson, I've not seen too much of him other than Champions League. He looks like a decent player, but my evidence on this one is limited. Right, this is one that gets people talking in the chat, man. And I can't lie, chat, yeah. I just ain't feeling this one right now. The final name on Man City's shortlist is Crystal Palace star Adam Wharton, who has been superb for the Eagles since joining from Blackburn Rovers in January. Wharton is a key player for Oliver Glasner's side, and his fine performances saw him rewarded with a spot in the England squad. Team Talk understands that Wharton has caught the eye of Manchester City. His age and profile are attractive for the club, and he is seen as a player who could not only fill in for Rodri, but become his replacement over time. Palace will demand a premium fee. Premium fee for Wharton, and are unlikely to be entertaining any offers in January. Well, that doesn't help us, lads. Yeah, that doesn't help us. However, sources have stated that they will be lucky to keep him past next summer. Well, if we can't get him in January, then this doesn't help Manchester City. Yeah, because we need if we're going to buy a player, yeah, we kind of need him now. You know, that's providing that Rodri is out for the full season. Let's have a look at some of his stats, guys. Yeah. Let's pull this up. Right. So, 20 years old, got a contract in 2029, and they paid for him 22 million quid. Let's just call it 22 million pounds. So, how many games has he played for Crystal Palace? He's played 22 games, chat, yeah? He's played 1,714 minutes. Now, if we do that, 1,714 divided by 90, he's played 19 full football matches. 19. My question is to you, is first of all, what are Crystal Palace going to want in terms of money? If we're going to buy, remember, this is January as well, so there's going to be a January tax, yeah? They paid 22 million. How much are they going to want for him in January? I mean, some of the rumors that I've seen, chat, we're talking 50, 60 million. And that was in the summer. If you had a bit of January tax on there, you could be talking 70 million quid. My question to you is, are you willing, not willing because it's not your money, but do you think it's wise for Manchester City to spend 60 to 70 million pounds on a guy that's played 19 full football matches for Crystal Palace and the rest of them, yeah, were for Blackburn Rovers in the Championship? Do you think that's wise? I mean, I can't lie. I watched him against United, yeah, and it's only one game, but let's be honest, we've not got a huge sample size to go off it. He's only played 19 matches anyway, right? So I've watched one game. He was very good against United. He got hooked off at half time. I just think that, like, for me personally, and listen, we've still got another 2 months, right? In fact, you got 3 months. You got October, November, December, and maybe in the next 3 months, I'll look at it and go, you know what, actually, I've seen 3 months worth of evidence now for Adam Wharton. Maybe he is the guy. But right now, if it was January 1st right now and you said, LB, push this button, City buy Adam Wharton for 70 mil, I ain't pushing the button, mate. I ain't pushing the button. I ain't seen enough. And what I have seen so far, I've not been that impressed. I don't get the hype. He can kick a ball. He's good on the ball and that. But listen, again, I'm just saying, people in the chat, you might have seen him more than me, and you might be thinking, LB, this is a stinker, a take from you. We need to get him. But I'm just telling you, from what I've seen, I don't see it right now. I'm not ruling him out for the future. Yeah. Again, we've still got 3 months. Maybe by the time I get to January, I'll go, you know what? I've watched him over October, November, December, and actually this guy's mint. We need to get him. I changed my mind all the time. But right now, I don't see it. And the money that they're going to want, because you know for a fact they're going to want big cash. Yeah. Don't be pretending that we're going to get him for 40 mil. Yeah. I know some of you guys are going to be like, yeah, but LB, they'll take 40 mil because they've doubled the money in a year. No, they ain't going to accept it, mate. The PR's mad. Adam Wharton PR's mad. Thank Gareth Southgate for that as well, mate, because he put him in the England squad. That didn't help the whole cash situation. So again, let me ask you on this one. 1 in the chat if you think we should get Adam Wharton. 2 in the chat if you think we shouldn't. But I'm putting 2 in the chat. I'm putting 2 in the chat right now. Because for me, I don't think he's the one. I don't think he's the one, man. Chat, I don't think he's the one. Let's have a look at this. Just been sent this from Lauren. Most times dribbled past in the Premier League this season. Let me just tell you guys, the higher the number, no bueno. No bueno. Yeah? You want the number low. Low. Higher or lower? You want it lower, mate. Yeah? The higher the number is no bueno. Is no bueno. Oh, look, Adam Wharton, top of the list. I'm just telling you, man. For me, not right now. I'm not, by the way, don't get it twisted. I ain't saying no ever. Yeah, clearly there's a lot of hype around this guy. And there's hype around him for a reason. He's clearly a good player. I'm not ruling him out. I'm just saying at this moment in time, not for me. Not for me. Yeah? So the question is, who do we get? For me, I think Zubimendi is the one that the obvious option. But sometimes the obvious option ain't always the right move, innit? The obvious option ain't always the right move, man. But we might just have to go for whatever we can get because, if Rodri's out, I personally think if Rodri's out for the season, we need another player. I don't think we've got the squad. And people are saying, no, don't be panic buying. It's not a panic buy. We've got 3 months. We've got 3 months to identify the player that we can go and get. Oh, but LB, you say we can't do anything with Kovacic and Gundogan. No, I think we can do something with Kovacic and Gundogan. My point on why I think we need to buy a player is not quality related. It's not an issue about quality. I don't think we have a quality issue in Ilkay Gundogan. I don't think we've got a quality issue in Kovacic. I think we've got a quantity issue. Now, maybe if Nico O'Reilly plays more games and Pep's happy with him and he plays well, then that'll overcome the quantity issue. And again, we'll have to judge this by the time we get into it when we get to January the 1st. But at this moment in time, Nico's only played 1 game yesterday, and I thought he played all right. He kept the ball. He did quite well, Nico O'Reilly, yesterday. I've seen some people saying he was trash. I don't think he was trash. I think he did exactly what he needed to do. I think he wanted way too much. I think Pep Guardiola told him to keep the ball, to keep things ticking over. He was the deepest midfielder we had on the football pitch. He wasn't there to be scoring bangers and creating. His job yesterday was mop up the loose balls, make challenges where necessary, and keep the ball and keep it ticking over. And give the ball to Grealish, give the ball to Doku, give the ball to Foden and McAteer. He did that. Yeah. So listen, maybe he can push him into it. But if we don't push him into it because Pep thinks it's too early, or maybe he's not good enough, and we'll find out that shortly if he gets more game time, which I think he will. I think he will get some game time because I think Pep kind of needs to know. By the time we get to January, we kind of need to know where we're at. This is why I'm saying, personally, I'd prioritise at the moment playing Gundogan in the 6 over Kovacic. And people are going, maybe not against Newcastle, And people saying, why? Why? Kovacic is better. Kovacic is better. Because I need to know if Gundogan's still got it as a 6. Because obviously it's been a few years since he's played as a 6 for Manchester City. Now, Gundogan had the quality to play as a 6, and he did it in the past, no questions. My problem is, well, my concern is, does he still have the energy? Does he still have the pace required to play there? Kovacic has done it. I know Kovacic can do it. I've seen it start the season. Now, whether he can do it for a full year, well, that's we need to wait and see. But I'd play Kovacic this weekend as a 6, not Gundo. And then against Bratislava in the Champions League next week, I'd play Gundogan as a 6. And maybe against Fulham at home, I'd play Gundogan as a 6 and see. Because if we're looking at Gundogan and saying, you know what, I don't think he's quite got the legs for it. I think we need to play him further up the pitch. Which, by the way, is nothing wrong with that. The guy's 33 years old. Maybe that is the case. But if we get into that position where we're saying, well, he didn't play too well against Bratislava, he didn't have the legs, didn't quite do it against Fulham, then we know that we 100% do need to go into the market. If he can do it, then you've got 2 players. You've got Kovacic and Gundo, so we'll wait and see. But for me, Zubimendi, before we move on to the next part of the show, which is Musiala, some negative news coming out today on Musiala. You know, on this, I think Zubimendi for me is the one that is the most obvious option. Being the most obvious option doesn't make it the right option. If you want to gamble, you want to go for someone like an Adam Wharton, you can do. But we've seen a lot of these young English players come through, look good, and then just tank. So, yeah, at the moment, I would probably go Zubimendi just because it's the obvious option. Big up to Darcy, saying massive respect to Inter Milan for what they posted on X. Yeah, 100%, man. Listen, a couple of the teams out there today, yeah, have shown their class, mate. Yeah, big up to some of the teams, some of the football clubs around Europe today. You know, I mean, very, very classy. You know, some of these football clubs. So yeah, big up to them, man. Big up to them, 100%. Big up Darcy. He also says, been watching Leverkusen this season, and this Wirtz guy is, for me, is so obviously the KDB replacement. In my opinion, he clears Musiala, and I like both players. Well, I'll come to a Wirtz in a minute, bro. Let me bring this up on screen. This morning, we got some news out. Obviously, we all know the situation. Musiala, he's got 18 months left on his contract. His contract ends at the end of the 2025-2026 season. So Bayern Munich now are in panic mode. Yeah, because they can't really let him go into next season without signing a new contract. Because if he does, that means he can leave on a free. So they need him to sign a contract between now and basically September the 1st next year. So they've got a year. Yeah, they've effectively got a year or 11 months to sign this guy up to a new contract. If they don't, yeah, they're in the mud because then they could lose him on a free transfer. The talks between Bayern and Jamal Musiala were very, very positive. As described by club sources, Bayern are currently ahead of other top clubs interested in the player. Okay. I mean, he is their player. They obviously are probably able to try and convince him a little bit more than other teams because we are restricted in what we can do. I want to try and find, there was another thing that I got tagged in. I think Nariman, if you're in the chat, can you find it for us? I'm pretty sure you tagged it me in it again, which detailed the full discussion. Where was it, man? Bayern Musiala. Let me see if I can find the full thing. I thought I had it. Where is it here? Where is it? Basically, anyway, it went through the full timeline of their meeting and exactly what happened on their meeting. But listen, the Musiala thing's interesting. I think Bayern are getting into that panic mode now of, oh, are we going to be able to keep him? Because if not, they are going to have to sell him in the summer. Now, we know this, right? We know this. Yeah, check this out as well. Musiala feels very comfortable under Vincent Kompany, which will be an important factor in the player's decision over his future. Both are currently working with video sessions and analysing scenes in order to ensure that Musiala penetrates the box more often with more efficiency. That's again from the from Christopher Falk, who is a decent source when it comes to Bayern Munich. I still think we've got a chance of signing this guy, chat. Yeah, I do. I think we've got a chance of signing him. You know, he's spoken a lot about Ballon d'Or, and this page that I wanted to show you, we've talked about the fact that he really, really wants to win the Ballon d'Or, and he feels that maybe he can't quite do that at Bayern Munich. We'll have to wait and see. We need to keep hoping that he doesn't sign this new contract, really. You know, because if he does, then obviously we're not going to get him. But I think Musiala's a great player. I think he's a top player. I think he'd be great for us. I think he'd be great in the midfield. He can do so much for us. Yeah, this is another one. PR coming out. The start negotiations between Bayern and Musiala was positive. There was good conversation last week in Munich. Both sides have the same goals for the future. Bayern made it clear to Musiala how much they appreciate him. The thing is that I don't understand about this is why is it only happening now? Why are we only getting the PR now that this is going well? The start of negotiations. This is trying to make it out. This is trying to make it out as if we've only just started negotiations, Bayern Munich and Musiala. Why would Bayern Munich have only just started negotiations with him when he's got 18 months left on the contract? It just seems a little bit fishy to me, mate. Yeah? It just seems a little bit fishy, and I don't really fully understand it. Also says this, Bayern want to pair Jamal Musiala with Florian Wirtz next season and will make a move for him for the latter in the summer. Real Madrid and Manchester City are also interested. Arsenal have also joined the race for Florian Wirtz. They had already scouted him during his youth days in Cologne. When he leaves Leverkusen, Wirtz wants to join a team with a realistic chance of winning the Champions League, and that also offers him the perspective of winning the Ballon d'Or. Bayer Leverkusen's price is 150 million euros, which, by the way, let me just do a quick maths on that one. 150 in GBP is 125 million quid. And listen, this comes on to what Darcy was saying in the super chat about who's the better player, who's the better fit for Manchester City. And it depends, really. If you're looking, because I agree with Darcy. If you're looking for an out-and-out KDB replacement, if you're looking for a player that has the more similar traits to Kevin De Bruyne, there's no question about it that it's Florian Wirtz. No one can disagree with me on that one. Yeah, Florian Wirtz, I've seen him pass from deep way more than Musiala. He's much more of a passing player. Musiala is more of a dribbler with the ball. He likes to carry the ball. Yeah, he's not the same. He's a completely different type of player to Kevin De Bruyne. Now, that doesn't mean that Florian Wirtz is a better player than Musiala. Darcy kind of seems to think so. He's saying that he clears Musiala. He likes both players. It just means if you're looking for a KDB replacement, Wirtz is probably the better option to go for. Yeah. I think, the way I see it, I think Musiala has a greater ceiling. And I hate that sort of phrase and I hate that terminology, but we have to use it in this situation because we're comparing the two players, and the two players are very similar in age and they'll be very similar in price. I think Musiala's got more chance of going way up there than Wirtz. Now, that doesn't mean that Wirtz can't. I just think that Musiala, I don't know, man. It's a weird one. Listen, my position on this is very clear. Get one of them. Get one of them. Yeah? Just get one of them. I don't care who it is. I'd prefer Musiala. The reason I prefer Musiala is I think he's got a greater ceiling. I think he can go up higher than maybe someone like a Florian Wirtz. But I also acknowledge that Wirtz is probably a better fit, especially if you've got Foden in there. You've got Foden who can do the carrying and, driving into the box. And you got Wirtz playing maybe a little deeper, playing, balls into the box. But I don't know. I guess horses for courses. People can have their own opinions on it. I don't know. Maybe again, let me know in the chat. 1 for Florian Wirtz. Spam 1 in the chat for Florian Wirtz. 2 in the chat. 2 in the chat if you want Musiala. Darcy says, I disagree, LB. I think Wirtz will be the better player. Listen, bro, it's a difficult one, isn't it? I certainly ain't going to bet you any money on it. I'm not that confident. My opinion, bro, is that it's Musiala. But I'm not willing to go to war over this. I really are, because you could be right 100%. And I'm not willing to go to war over it. I'm not willing to bet any money on it because, like I say, I'm not that convinced that it is going to be Musiala. I think it will. My opinion, I think it will be Musiala. But I don't really know. Chat's very split. Let me do a poll. Let me do a poll on this one because you guys are very split on this. Wirtz or Musiala? Wirtz, Musiala. There you go, chat. Cast your vote in the live chat right now. If you're watching back on replay, then let us know in the comment section below. Who do you think is a better replacement? Who do you think City should go for? Florian Wirtz or Jamal Musiala? So yeah, listen, Musiala, is he going to sign a new contract? Don't know. I mean, the thing is as well, we've also heard this about Florian Wirtz, that we've heard some rumours come out. Although to be fair, I've not heard these rumours for a while, chat. I've not heard these rumours for a while. But there were rumours going round that Florian Wirtz didn't want to leave Germany, which basically means he wants to join Bayern Munich. He's not going to be joining Leverkusen. Well, he's already at Leverkusen. So yeah, he wants to join Bayern. But them rumours might not be true. I don't know. But just get one of them, man. Just get one of them. We missed out on Jude Bellingham. Didn't get him. Please don't miss out on one of these two. You got to get one of them. And seemingly right now, they're both available because, of course, Musiala hasn't signed a contract yet. So, yeah, we'll have to wait and see on that one. But it would be great if we could get one of them. Because the thing is as well, yeah, the more I think about it, the more I think Kevin De Bruyne is going to leave this summer. You know my take. I'd keep him. I'd run him into the ground. You know the thing about, I've also thought about this as well, about the whole running in Kevin De Bruyne into the ground. We're doing that with Walker. And look at the hate Kyle Walker's getting. It would kill me. It would kill me to see Kevin De Bruyne getting cooked on the timeline. It would kill me to see our own fan base turn against our greatest ever player. It would kill me. So part of me is like, run him into the ground. Don't let Kevin De Bruyne go. But then the other part of me is like, what about if he just turns into shit? What about if he loses everything? He can't move and our fan base starts cooking him. You know what I mean? It could get real toxic, man. I mean, look at the Kyle Walker shit. Kyle Walker debates are toxic, man. I see debates in my live chat all the time. I see it on not so much Twitter. Everyone cooks him on Twitter. But in my chat, I see people defending him. I see people cooking him. It gets real toxic sometimes. And I don't want to see that with Kevin De Bruyne. So part of me is like, maybe we should just let him go, man. Maybe we should just let him go, But then if you let him go when he cooks for another 5 years, everyone's going to be like, what we doing? Idiots. You know what I mean? But if you let him go and you get Florian Wirtz on Musiala, that would probably ease the pain. That's like the paracetamol to him leaving, isn't it? You know what I mean? If you get one of those two. Yeah. Because again, David Silva probably left a year or so too early, man. Do you know? LB, how about a Walker Kante swap deal? I would be open to this. However, we would need another defender. We wouldn't be able to just do a straight up swap and just have it done with it. We'd need another defender. We only have 7 defenders as it is. Yeah. One of them's John Stones, who's injury prone. The other's Ake, who's a bit injury prone as well. Yeah. We go down to 6 players. So I'd quite happily bring Kante to Manchester City and give him Walker in return if they'd be open to the opportunity to do that. But we would also then need to sign another defender. We would need to sign another defender. Which, listen, you can do that 100%. Like, that's not an issue. You can sign another defender. But, yeah, we'll see, innit? We'll see. Let's have a look at some of your comments on this one, man. Only 7 defenders, as the mutants would say. It says professional haram bot. As a Saudi, trust me, that will never, ever happen, says Fares. There you go. He's ruling it out, boys. Kev should stay 1 more year. 10 years at Manchester City, says Jolie. Yeah, I mean, I would be open to that as well. Let's have a look. Kevin De Bruyne didn't cook our players, embarrass us in the media and cheat multiple times on his forgiving wife until she reached her breaking point and then pull out the victim card, says Alf. Fair enough. Bit deep, but fair enough. Don't think we would turn. A real fan wouldn't. No. I wouldn't turn, Denton. And you wouldn't turn. But you're not naive as to think that there wouldn't be fans out there that would start cooking him. There would 100%. Listen. It's 2024, mate. Yeah, there would be fans in this fan base that would start cooking Kevin De Bruyne if he started playing badly. They would 100%. So yeah, for me, it's kind of like I don't know. Jansen says we got to do something January. We have to. We took a big risk in the summer, and now we're in this situation. I agree. I think we need to buy someone. Ola says Musiala wants 300 grand a week. Liverpool won't pay him that. I can only see Man City signing him. I agree. I think it's City or buying. I think it's City or Bayern, I think it's City or Bayern. Now, listen, the news coming out of Bayern Munich's PR is that the negotiations are going well. My question would be, why has it took this long for them to go well? I think they're in panic mode. I think they're offering him whatever he wants, We'll see what happens there, bro. But, I think we've got a chance. It's not over, is it? It's not over anyway. We've still got a chance, man. We've still got a chance. LB, would you take Xavi Simons? Bro, this is the chat love this guy. I don't know, man. I've only seen him a couple of times. He looks okay from what I've seen. I have only seen him a few times. He doesn't strike me as a player that's like, yes, get him. I don't know. The chat, some people in this chat love him, Roshan. Some people love him. You know what I mean? People spam his name in my chat all the time. It's LB, Xavi Simons. But I'm like, I've seen him a few times, man. And I'm like, he's a good player, but we're not looking for good players. We're looking for elite players. We're looking for elite players. Real Madrid are signing Mbappe. They've got Jude Bellingham. They've got Vinicius Jr. They've got Rodrigo. We need elite players. And people say, oh, yeah, but LB, don't be spoiled. Well, are we not meant to be competing with Real Madrid? What's the point in entering the Champions League if we're not meant to be competing with them? That's the whole point of being in the Champions League, is to compete with the best team and try and win the trophy. So if this guy's elite, sign him. I've only seen him not a lot. I have seen him, and I think he's all right. But as to whether or not he's that level, I don't know. I'd have to watch him more, man. LB says, did you watch the overlap? City need to go after them. No, I didn't, bro, because I knew it would be a hit piece. I've not watched it. There's no benefit for any City fan watching that program. I'll just say it to you. There's no benefit. What are City fans? Don't watch it. It'll wind you up. What are City fans going to get from it? Yeah. What are City fans going to get from watching that? We're going to get absolutely nothing. We're going to get that everyone hates us, which we already get. We're going to get that everyone thinks we're guilty, which we already understand. Yeah. We get that, well, bro, it's owned by Gary Neville. He's not going to start putting out pro-Man City propaganda, is he? Do you get me? So, nah, I ain't watching it. Man. Can't be arsed. I can't be arsed with it, man. Do you know what I mean? And it's a stitch-up. The whole thing's a stitch-up. Yeah? Stupid, man. Stupid. But ask yourself why Big Steve didn't go on there. The guy's not an idiot. You know what I mean? Like, he knows what the situation was. You know what I mean? I'm sure Boovy's done his best to defend City. I've not watched it, so I can't tell you. But I'm sure he's done his best to defend us. But ultimately, it's a poison chalice. You're not going to be able to defend against that, mate. He's there. I imagine he's there on his own. I don't know if there's any other City fans there. Yeah. But like, I'm guessing he's there as the only City fan, because I think when I've watched it in the past, you only have one City fan, one United fan, one Arsenal fan, etc. So he's there on his own. And I doubt he's getting much help or support from any of the other clubs. Do you get me? Any other fans? So, nah, stitch up, man. I ain't watching it, man. You know? It is what it is. So, yeah, man, that's where we're at, man. That's where we're at. Let me know if there's anything else. Let me just quickly check City Extras to see if there's any other news before I wrap up, man. By the way, tonight, guys, make sure you're following the second channel. The amount of people that are like, LB, where's the player ratings? Second channel. More LB. 6,000 subscribers. Subscribe to the second channel. That's where the player ratings go. That's where all the hate-alongs go. That's where all the laugh-alongs go, on the second channel. So I'm building that one up. Links in description, or just type in more LB. I've got a Man United hate-along tonight. Yeah? We'll get that started at 7:45, and we'll hate on them for an hour and a half. And then after that, we're jumping back onto this channel. Carabao Cup draw. Live, 4th round. We will be there. Let's see if there's anything going on. Alvarez has been speaking. Oh, check this, chat. Check this. We got some salt. Arsenal executive Tim Lewis failed to shake hands with Manchester City's hierarchy, as is the norm following a game, having stormed out of his seat after Sunday's 2-2 draw. Bro got rattled, man. Karl Mubarak is seen pointing to Lewis at the top of the stairs, while it was left to fellow members of the travelling Arsenal board to apologise and mingle with their hosts. Rattled, mate. There he is. See you later, pal. See you later. It's funny. You know what's hilarious? Is all I've seen is apparently all City fans are rattled. Why are City fans rattled? I'm not rattled. Why would you be rattled? We scored in the 98th minute. They've not beaten us at the Etihad since 2015. They were seconds away from winning and we equalised. Why would we be rattled? I don't get this. I feel like Arsenal fans are just putting out this propaganda that we're the ones that are rattled. I think you're the ones that are rattled You've been moaning about the referee a week before the game was even played. As soon as the game ended, you moaned about your referee, despite Trossard kicking the ball away. Yeah. We scored in the 98th minute. I don't know, bro. I mean, we did our player ratings. We was pretty calm on the player ratings. I mean, we cooked a couple players, but like we didn't moan about the referee that much, even though we had valid concerns to do so over the first goal, in which, by the way, I've changed my mind. And then we just basically ended. We went live on the panel show. We spoke about how basically we played rubbish in the second half and we just didn't do anything to break them down. And that was it. It was like, boom, move on to the next one. All I've seen from Arsenal fans, and they're still doing it today. I'm still seeing Arsenal fans moaning about the referees today. Yeah. I think they're the ones that are rattled. I think they try to project that we're the ones that are rattled, when actually they need to have a look at themselves. Crazy. You know what I mean? And then this guy can't even shake a hand, mate. Yeah, bad sportsmanship. Again, why would you do that? Rattled, mate. Rattled. That's why. That's why. This is it, bro. This is what I'm saying. We've won 4 league titles in a row. We're top of the league. Arsenal are 4th, and we're the ones that are rattled, apparently. Are you sure? I mean, you guys are still speaking about it, about the referee on social media. It's like crazy. I'm going on today on my phone, on Twitter. I'm like, still seeing them moaning about referees. Do you know what I mean? It's crazy, man. It's honestly wild. Yeah, I lost to a draw in the last seconds of a game. Why the hell would we be rattled, man? And then they did this whole thing of, you're celebrating a draw. And it's like, yo, it's weird, man. It's weird. Honestly, it's crazy. Look, see, Dylan, look at the way you're speaking, bro. You are fucking rattled, you absolute melts. I don't know about you, bro. This screams rattled. This bit here. This is rattled. This is rattled, this. I'm speaking very calmly, bro. And you're just like, you're so annoyed. You're so frustrated. It's crazy. Yo, big up to Tin Stacey. The hypocrisy and bigotry has long been unchecked. That's a cracking sentence, bro. Yeah? You must have like A star in it in your English literature and language exams, bro. That is, I could never write a sentence like that, bro. The hypocrisy and bigotry has long been unchecked, bro. That is Shakespeare, bro. That is Shakespearean right there from Tinsay chat. What a guy. What a guy. Big up Tinsay, always supporting. Big up Chicken Wing says General Stone's dagger in the 97th minute got to them. 100%, man. We're top of the league, bro. We're top of the league. Yeah, I'd take top of the league and rattled if that's what apparently I am. Even though I'm not rattled, and I never was. You know what I mean? Crazy. And big up to LB as well. Says LB, we need to sign Tete. He would be world class. Yeah, Tete Bangura. Come on, bro. Big striker. 15 goals in 17 games, you know, with 3 assists as well. The guy's an absolute beast. The guy's an absolute beast, man. Yo, big up to him. Right, chat. I'm gonna dip. I'll be back in a couple of hours on the second channel for the hate along. I'm hating on them tonight, man. Yeah. As soon as FC20 score, I'm going straight into Saeed's chat and cooking him, because you know that's what he tried doing yesterday when Watford scored twice. I'll have you know as well, twice. So I'll be live at around 7:45, man. And then after that, we'll be live for the Carabao 4th Cup draw. Make sure you join me back on this channel. I'll be live at around 8 o'clock. 10 o'clock, sorry. Big up to everyone. Make sure you guys are smashing the like. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel as well if you're new. And guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out. Still peace out. I bought it out, chat.